Swastiastu. Good morning. Today I will present about a correlation study proposal. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Kade Indra Antaratna Yoga with student number 00235. Okay, let's start the presentation. First, identity. A. Title. The correlation between self-esteem and speaking skill of the 8th grade student of SMP Peggy Tuaden Pasar in academic year 2025 until 2026. Author Kade Indra Antrata Yoga. Variable independent is self-esteem and dependent is speaking skill. Chapter 1. Brief overview. The first research background. For one, the Solon. Norm expectation. According to Hammer 2007, speaking is a vital skill in language learning because it helps students communicate ideas effectively. Students are expected to be confident, fluent, and motivated in expressing their thoughts in English. 2. Coppersmith in Brickett, 1967. Self-esteem influences behavior and performance. Therefore, students with high self-esteem are expected to perform better in speaking activities and achieve communicative competence. Second, the same. What is reality? According to Harmer in Brickett 2007, many students still feel anxious or lack confidence when speaking skills, which prevent them from performing well. Ramania and Asbach in Brigitte 2019 found that low self-esteem and fear of making mistakes often reduce student participation in speaking activities. Research problem. Is there any significant correlation between self-esteem and speaking skill of the 8th grade student at SMP Peggy Denpasar in the 2025-2026 academic year? Objectives of study: to find out whether there is any significant correlation between self-esteem and speaking skill of the 8th grade student at SMP Peggy Denpasar in the 2025-2026 academic year. Chapter 2. Brief overview. Theoretical review. Theoretical review discusses both knowledge and its concept of theories as follows: A. Self-esteem and B. Speaking skill. Empirical review. The first research was conducted by Ali and Jabbar in Brigitte 2018, entitled "The Correlation Between Students' Self-Esteem and Their Speaking Skill." The study involved 40 11th grade students and applied a quantitative ex post facto design. The researcher used a self-esteem questionnaire and speaking test to find the relationship between students' self-esteem and their speaking performance. The result showed a significant positive correlation, meaning that students with higher self-esteem performed better in speaking activities. The research only explained the relationship between self-esteem and speaking skill. The first, the sample size was limited, making the generalization of results less accurate. Second, the instruments used were not described in detail, and there were no clear explanation of scoring criteria. The second research was conducted by Putri in Brigitte 2020. Under the title "The Correlation Between Self-Esteem and Student Speaking Performance", this research informed 35 trained students using a quantitative method. The study revealed that students with higher self-esteem achieved better speaking scores and were more confident in speaking skills. The research saw a clear and direct relationship between self-esteem and speaking skills. The study only involved one school, so the findings might not represent other populations. 2. The speaking assessment rubric was not explained comprehensively. Hypothesis: A. There is a significant correlation between students' self-esteem and their speaking skill among the A-grade students of SMP Peggy Dua Pasar in the academic year 2025 or 2026. PO. There is no significant correlation between students' self-esteem and their speaking skill among the eighth-grade students of SMP Peggy Dua Pasar in the academic year 2025 or 2026. Chapter 3: Brief Overview. Research Design. Ex post facto research design. Imbricated correlational population and sample. Population: all eighth-grade students of SMP Peggy Denpasar in 2025 or 2025-26 academic year with a total of 352 students. And B. Sample: cluster sampling with a total of at least 32 students. Research instrument: A. Self-esteem questionnaire with 15 items. B. Speaking skill. Speaking tests assessed based on fluency, grammar, and comprehension. Data collection. This is the data collection. And this data collection for speaking skill. Data analysis. A. Requesting testing. Normality test and homogeneity test. B. Hypothesis testing. Person, product, moment, and t-test. Okay, that's our presentation of me, and thank you.